Just as many other religions have dietary restrictions, halal food is all Muslims are allowed to eat under Islamic rules. As well as alcohol, Islam prohibits pork and any meat from animals killed in prohibited ways or that died of natural causes. Halal meat is from animals slaughtered according to Islamic practices in the presence of a Muslim who may say a blessing. Some food you might think is halal, say cakes or biscuits, can contain prohibited ingredients like pig fat or gelatin, so some Muslims avoid food that isn't halal certified just to be safe. And making your product halal friendly is big business. By one estimate, Muslims spend more than $1 trillion a year on halal food and drink. And Indonesia, which has the world's largest Muslim population, was the third biggest market for Australian food exports in 2012-13. But trying to figure out how much is spent on halal certification is difficult. In Australia, there are at least 21 organisations that certify food as halal, and there are no rules regulating the cost of that certification. Only companies that certify meat for export are subject to government regulation, and none of the halal certifiers are required to publicly report their earnings. Some suppliers told us the cost of certification was negligible compared to company revenue. One organisation that does publicly disclose their earnings from halal certification is Muslims Australia. In 2012, they collected a little under $650,000 from certification. Certification organisations say the money is used to fund mosques, schools and missionary work, and the Australian government agency that tracks all financial transactions in and out of Australia say they've found no evidence of any link between halal certification organisations and terrorism. Under Australian law, funding terrorism carries a potential life sentence. So while the system is not exactly transparent in some ways, we couldn't find any evidence that the cost of halal certification was onerous to business or that the money raised was being used illegally. You can find out more on our website.